Hey guys, it's Will from Wheels on Spectrum. Today we're at Fort Pickens in Pensacola, Florida. Fort Pickens is a Civil War era fort with very rich history. It was also used to hold the imprisoned Geronimo. So let's learn about some history and maybe catch a ghost or two. Here we are at the entrance of the fort. So let's go ahead and go inside. And all right, we're on our way in. Pause the video right now if you want to read this.
Oh, there's one right here.
I'm trying to get the app to work.
Yeah, and here is another view of this is the entrance / exit of the fort. And featuring my co-host, my dad. Dad, say hi.
Hi.
We are going to go through the tunnels of Fort Pickens. This is the room where the cannon was in, that I shot at the beginning of the video. I'm trying not to get people on the camera for reasons. Cover your ears and imagine the thundering noise and tremendous shockwaves bouncing off the walls after firing this U.S. Seacoast 32-pounder cannon. The smoothbore cannon, cast in 1823, could fire a 32-pound solid shot just over a mile through the embrasure or opening in the outer wall. That is quite impressive. Looks like we have an interesting gap here. Why don't we go down? What the heck? I didn't know this was here. Welcome to one of the rooms, or one of the many rooms, I should say, in Fort Pickens. What would you like to be called, Dad, for this video?
Dad.
Okay. So, my co-host, when I'm talking about Dad, that's my co-host. Can you explain more about this room to us?
It looks like it was a gunnery room. If you look, you can see what all the wheels are. And it has a bigger hole. And down the stairs was probably what's called a magazine, where they held the ammunition, like the cannonballs and probably gunpowder.
Very interesting. This is number 4, it says. What What do you think these are used for, Dad?
Where they stack cannonballs.
This is how we get in. Well, let's go into that room. That looks interesting. What are they going on about? What do you think this room is used for, Dad?
This was also probably
I have no idea why people are screaming so much. It's just history. People not like history or something? Whoa. Be careful. Be careful, guys. Whoa, what is in there?
We'll find out in a minute. This was a powder magazine.
Looks like I'm the only one that can fit in there. Do you think you could fit in there, Dad?
Only to a certain point. It doesn't have number 5 on here, so oh, there it is.
What was that used for?
This was a countermeasure.
What does that do?
Fort Pickens has 2 countermines. Countermines are on the fort's landward side next to powder magazines. Both have 3 narrow chambers that extend into the wall. During battles, soldiers in the fort can move kegs of gunpowder from a powder room magazine to a chamber. Each chamber can hold 1,027 pounds of gunpowder. When an attacker charged the fort, the defenders would ignite the gunpowder and explode a chamber. The explosion would wreck the fort but stop an attack.
Oh, you want to see it?
Did they ever have to use it?
So those are powder rooms. What are these
They
things?
stack the cannonballs in these.
Oh, like wood things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
And I was right, that room we were in was a powder magazine.
All right.
Why don't you just put your camera instead of holding it?
This room is relatively new. It's from 1903. It has a generator and a boiler in it. There's one thing that we need to figure out in here. Dad, you have a theory for this? Do you have a theory for it?
It was probably an explosion. Or they kept cannonballs.
This room is very interesting. Is a scarp. This is a counter scarp. Enemies who come over the counter scarp would be devastated by heavy crossfire because there are gun holes on this side and this side. So they would be like, oh shoot, when they got here. This is number 10, a bastion. I'll let my dad explain the rest.
So a bastion sticks out from the main wall of the fort. And what it does is it allows them to shoot along the walls, giving them the crossfire that William talked about earlier.
My dad also deserves some screen time since he is my co-host. Oh, let's head in. Oh, it's dark in here. No, guys, I'm gonna turn on the light. And more areas where they stacked up cannonballs. Why don't we head in there? Why don't we head in there?
It's dead ends, but if you want to go in there, that's fine. I want to tell you something about these.
Okay. This place looks crazy. This looks like something that a ghost would do. Luckily, I doubt the Fort Pickens is haunted. You look down here, you can see the line of fire that the soldiers had if the enemies got across the counter scarf.
Okay, so if you look at these dividers here, you see they're poured concrete, they're not brick, like they originally were brick, which means these were actually installed after the fort was built, probably in the early 1900s.
What do you think they were used for?
They still divided the ammunition so they could stack the ammunition.
What the fudge cakes? Oh, it's another one of those powder things, or where they exploded it.
You want to look down there with your camera?
That one's just a dead end.
They look like that. It actually goes into another room.
Huh. Hey, Dad. Hey, Co's Dad. What do you think this room was used for?
Hold on. This is the powder magazine. So the reason you can tell it's a powder magazine is because of the domed roof.
Why do they have the domed roofs
And
and
the high
powder
domed
magazine?
roof. Because a high domed roof like this, if there was an explosion, it directs the explosion upwards instead of outwards.
Huh. That's interesting.
And so
If you remember earlier, they talked about how they filled it because to keep the fort safer from hurricanes. So this will show you how much fill they put in here. If you look up here, you can see part of the wall of the fort goes on. You can even see the archways over there.
Huh. Applause to my dad for knowing that. Looks like we have another bastion. In the area, we can see some crossfire. In 1886, the U.S. Army exiled over 400 Apaches from the Southwest to Florida and sent most of them to Fort Marion and St. Augustine. Several Pensacola citizens, however, petitioned the government to imprison Geronimo, a medicine man and warrior, and 15 other Apache men at Fort Pickens instead, separating them from their families. Prisoners worked 7-hour days, clearing overgrown weeds, planting grass, and stacking cannon walls. The families were reunited at Fort Pickens in 1887. 1 year later, all the imprisoned Apaches were moved to Mobile because of the yellow fever scare, and later to Fort Sill in Oklahoma Territory.
What's in front of us here are called cisterns. What cisterns did is they stored rainwater. If you look down in here, you can see how they stored the water. This water was used for drinking, cooking, and probably even bathing and washing uniforms. So the amount of water these cisterns held could support the soldiers in here for about 2 weeks at a time without being needed to be refilled again.
And we're coming up on possibly what possibly might have been cell blocks. At least in there where there's construction happening. Oh no, this is another bastion. And I have my shades on. Looks like the roof of this place was destroyed. Here's a little guns. Here's a little slit hole for the guns, where we're gonna fire the rifles out of.
So you know the difference between the rifle and the cannon ones, right?
Yeah, the cannon ones are larger.
Yep, and they also have these half circles behind them.
And the rifle ones are very small, and they don't have those. That's a little bit of history for you guys. We coming on up in Central Hopkins, please. Let me turn the flashlight on. Alright, this just took us in a U-turn. This just took us in a loop.
Chimneys.
Chimneys, huh? I didn't know they had chimneys in the old floors. We already came from this way, remember? Just like Monty. There's a bit of nature for you guys. About to be going up some stairs. When I say some, I mean a good bit. I'll resume the video when you guys get up when we get upstairs. I'm seriously out of breath. A 15-inch roadman gun like this was one of the largest smoothbore cannon ever developed. When it started here in 1868, but never fired in combat, they were gradually replaced by rifled breech-loading artillery. 8 dash, 10 dash, and 15, 8, 10, and 15-inch roadmans remained the primary armament at Fort Pickens. Other coastal forts used until late 1800s. The barrel of the 15-inch rodman weighed 5,000 pounds with a maximum effective range of 3 miles. They could fire a 15-inch diameter explosive shell weighing about 300 pounds or a solid 450-pound shot. The circular iron tracks allowed the cannon to be turned to fire in any direction.
Okay, so Fort Pickens was actually one of 3 forts. You have Fort McRae over on that island over there, which doesn't exist anymore. You had Fort Barrancas over there, probably to the right of the lighthouse toward that building with the green roof. Or no, there it is over there behind the 2 chimneys. The 3 forts made a triangle. So, you care to guess what the triangle was for?
Yep.
Huh. I don't know.
So, this is the only passage in to Pensacola Bay from the Gulf of Mexico, if that gives you a hint.
It was to protect this whole area.
Right, and another crossfire, right?
Oh.
So
Give it up for my dad. And now we're going back down over here. And I am not going to waste you guys' time going downstairs.
I'll tell you all about it.
Alright, Dad's going to tell us all about it.
All right, so engineers designed and built an elaborate defense system on Pensacola Bay between 1895 in 1493. 1493 was what? World War II, right?
Yeah.
Complete in 1899, Battery Pensacola once played a major role in this system. So if you look down here, this is Battery Pensacola.
Looks like we're able to go inside.
4 amazing technologies made Battery Pensacola revolutionary. A newer construction material, reinforced concrete, made the structure stronger than Fort Pickens. The concrete was painted black to reduce glare from the intense Florida sun. Newly invented electrical distribution provided electricity to make loading and firing of guns easier. And telephones allowed soldiers to communicate information more quickly over greater distances. Steel guns were capable of withstanding extreme forces and allowed soldiers to hit targets with deadly precision. Like Fort Pickens, Battery Pensacola became obsolete. The Army stopped using the battery in 1933 and removed the guns in 1934.
Well, let's go ahead and head inside. I'm aiming it at the ground so I don't catch anyone's face on camera. I don't know how he can put it there.
Mom, we need to get through here.
Let's head in. Holy, this place is dark. If any place in this fort is haunted, it's probably here. Am I right, Dad? If any place in this fort is haunted, it's probably here.
If you look at these rusty beams up here, that's for moving the big bullets and the ammunition.
This kind of looks like it was an old prison. Because of the bar. Looks like there's still left one weapon in here. Oh, this thing is damaged.
So, what happened, right? Came down the battery, went in there, went up.
This looks like it would be like a prison cell, doesn't it? We need to go over there. There.
We can do it.
No, I'm talking about in the other
It's just like that.
Here we are. Entering. What is this place even called, Dad?
It's called Battery Pensacola.
And the second part of Battery Pensacola. This looks a lot like a prison, if I'm being honest.
Oh, hey, look.
Yeah, what's in here? Oh no, we need to explore down there. I saw a unique door down there.
Okay. We'll come back and walk upstairs, I guess.
Yeah. What is in here? Yeah, that's definitely haunted. Just look in there. This is probably the same as the other one. Yep. Let's go upstairs. I will not waste your time. However, this looks haunted. I don't know what I feel like. What was that? But for real, I actually thought I heard like a voice. I thought I heard like you calling out my name. I think it was just that other guy saying something random. It sounded like my name, right?
Yeah. See, some more ammo came up too.
Huh. How did they get up there?
That's a really good question.
Do we have to go up those stairs again?
Yeah, we'll go down. If you go there, you can see the size of gun they had on that sign over there. Because the guns in this place were giant.
Let's find out. Holy crowd. Fort Pickens was past its prime. New rifled artillery could penetrate its brick walls. The U.S. Army what did that say? Resuscitated the antiquated brick fort in 1898 with reinforced concrete battery. Pensacola, this fort is within a fort had two 12-inch rifle on carriages that could disappear behind the walls after firing 1,070-pound shells at ships 8 miles away. The Army built several other batteries on this end of Santa Rosa Island in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. So heading up on a odd-looking building, that's all I can say. That startled me. This looks like somewhere where, what do you think this was for?
Still going.
Here's the city over there. This damaged pier and arc are the result of an accidental explosion in the late 1800s. The explosion destroyed Bastion D and created this large gap. In the early
All the way over there to that side.
in the early mornings of June 20th, 1899, soldiers discovered a fire near the Sally Port here. Casemates house large wooden blocks for moving guns and artillery supplies. Robert H.C. Kelton, 1st U.S. Artillery, led his 60 men in fighting the fire. As the fire spread towards Bastion D, it moved closer to a powder magazine holding 8,000 pounds of explosives. Unable to control the fire, Kelton withdrew his men before the magazine exploded. The explosion wounded Private Henry Hopdog and killed another. Private Early F. Wells. Today, Private Wells rests across the bay at Barrancas National Cemetery. Fire's cause remains unknown to this day. 11 soldiers, including Kelton, were recognized for their heroic and energetic efforts. Let's just have a moment of silence for them. Well, that's technically the whole fort. Let's show you. Safer than brick. Fort Pickens, brick walls, and cast iron guns. Fort Pickens' brick walls and cast iron guns had become obsolete by the end of the Civil War. Harbor defenses now called for steel guns and low-lying concrete batteries. Truman,
that's which is where we are now.
Truman is 3-inch rapid-fire guns mounted in 1905 guard the inner channel and minefield against fast torpedo boats and minesweepers. The latest threats of the day, Truman's guns and equipment were moved to Battery Column in 1943 during World War II. Here we are. Who knows what could be lying here? Just who knows?
Let's go this way. We'll go down.
Why don't we go down like a real soldier? we're going down into the tunnels. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Like, all these rooms the same. This one has a lot of graffiti in it.
This one has a lot of graffiti in it.
Wait. What? So do I. This is probably the best one since it has very little graffiti in it. This place is in such disrepair that we can't even go to it. You can literally see how bad this thing is. It's literally falling apart. History. I love my history. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. And let's see, gun crews performed a carefully choreographed ballet every time they loaded and fired an artillery piece. One slid up, and the teamwork could cause serious injuries or death. Crews practiced aiming at a target, opening the breech, loading and ramming the projectile into the barrel, inserting the primer charge, and firing, all in 30 seconds. After drilling again and again, the soldiers were given a little time to relax, occasionally even to go crabbing or fishing along the beach. Who doesn't like fishing?
Yep, and this is Battery Column.
Battery Column is a nice outside view of the fort. You can kind of get a better sense of how big it is. Welcome to Battery 234. Spot, plot, and fire. Let's learn more about this battery. Hidden beneath this vegetated mound of Battery 234 were soldiers who figured out solutions to a pressing problem. Where should artillery crews aim the guns to strike and attack an attacking ship? It took some fast teamwork. Soldiers in the nearby end towers would take simultaneous compass readings of an approaching enemy ship and telephone the information to the plotting room. Their soldiers use the data to plot a triangle on a table, calculate the distance to the target, and relay the calculation to the gun crews for precision firing. Let's go check this place out.
You could lift your phone up there and video in there. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, my dad's probably better at this because he is taller.
I don't know if you can see anything, but if you can, that's what the inside would look like.
And then if you see any paranormal stuff, smack the like button, I guess. Also smack the like button to support me, and if you want to see more videos like this.
You don't want to concentrate.
I didn't know you could go up the hill. Well, there's something you guys can do if you guys decide to come over here. Keep a shooting duck. We'll get over to that gun in a minute. First, let's read about this. Battery Cooper's rifles popped up, disappeared, and reappeared like a jack-in-the-box. The battery, built in 1906, had two 6-inch rifles mounted on disappearing carriages. When the guns were fired, the recoil automatically lowered them behind the concrete wall, which protected the crews while they reloaded the guns. Counterweights returned them to the firing position. During World War I, the U.S. Army removed the guns for possible use as railway guns in France. The gun that you see today came from the Smithsonian Institution. I'm not going up the stairs, guys. I'm sorry, but I have been up way too many stairs for today. This is the type of gun that they were talking about.
Peekaboo gun.
Yeah, you
Probably go right up there.
Probably say that. You would say that. This is a very long gun. Very big at that. So, yeah. That's kind of suspicious, doesn't it, to you guys? Well, probably because this is battery Langton. So, let's go see what this battery's all about. This is the one. Hidden beneath the vegetation is battery Langton. Fort Pickens' most powerful gun emplacement, and its 12-inch guns could propel a projectile 17 miles out to sea. The first time artilleryman M. Harry fired one of them, his hat blew off, his pants split, and he saw concussion ripples in the sand. A massive bunker begun in 1917 and completed in 1923 was covered with soil during World War II to camouflage it from enemy aircraft. Lots of boys would bleed from the mouth and ears because of the concussions of this gun. That is how you know this gun is powerful. I bet if you took an aerial view, if I had a drone, I would be able to show you guys. But I bet this would be completely invisible from the sky, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you look through the cracks here, you can actually... Yeah, I'll show you guys. If you look through the cracks in the branches here, you can actually see some of the concrete, but it's very hard to tell. This is the rear side of it. I can probably get you guys a little peep inside. I can peep inside. Looks like they're doing some work on the inside. We'll have it open soon. It looks like they're doing some work.
You want to show them the other side, or is that good?
How about we show you the best side, I should say. And let's cut this. This is the secondary side. I like this one better because it just looks better personally, to me, in my taste. So, yeah. There's one more thing I want to show you guys. I will resume the video when we get this is what I wanted to show you. Dad, explain it.
Well, you're looking at the Gulf of Mexico on the way out of Fort Pickens. Fort Pickens is in the Gulf Islands National Seashore in Pensacola Beach, Florida.
So, yeah. I guess it's time to say goodbye. It's going to be it for this video, but if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on another video. And see you guys next time. Bye.